Mexico. WB2 Radio Echo Mike calling CQDX and listening.
Yeah, Victor Echo 3 Lima Delta Papa. Not exactly DX, but maybe you hear me.
I do hear you, no problem at all. Victor Echo 3 Lima Delta Papa. Got a hint of maybe an ICOM 7000. WB2REM, name is Jim. I'm in Florida. Nice to work again. I worked you on satellite, October 5th, 1990, and September 30th, 1990. Over.
Wow, that is really, really cool. I can't believe that, Jim. Name here is Ron. Obviously, you know that already, probably. But anyway, yeah, I haven't been really that active on the radio. It's the first time I turned it on in 2 years, so having a bit of fun today and rediscovering the amateur radio. But that's pretty cool. Actually, I'm taking a video of the contact too as well, just for fun, Jim and or James. Is it James or Jim? WB2REM V3LDP.
Roger, yeah, this is Jim, J-I-M, and we're in Port St. Lucie, Florida. I worked you when I was up in New Jersey back in 1990. It says 2 meters here, but I know how to work you on 2 meters, unless you did a lot of 2 meter like skip or something like that. The computer programs at the time didn't have satellite entry, and it was the beginning ages of digital, and I had sort of a DOS program. Oh, did you operate 2 meter like long distance, or were you on satellite, or?
At that time, I was playing with satellite.
Okay. Yeah. I can't discriminate because it was possible for me to work you on simplex on 2 meters from New Jersey. A really good skip. Go ahead.
Yeah. What date was that again? I'm just looking up in my log. I would have wrote it down.
October 5th, 1990 and September 30th, 1990.
Yeah. Just give me a second, Jim.
I went back this summer and I took the logs from 1985 to 1978 and hand entered 15,000 contacts. I figured I started in 1963, but if I entered them when I was 11 years old, probably 3/4 of the people are silent keys, guys.
Wow, that's amazing. Just 1 second. Sorry.
Yeah. Currently have nearly 100,000 contacts in the digital log.
Yeah, I'm just looking through an old paper log. That's why it's taken me so long. As a matter of fact, I've still got the same log from when I started way back in the late 70s.
Well, you got to get more active. You're going to miss this opening. You'll have to wait for the next sunspot cycle.
Yeah, actually, it's funny because that is essentially what I've been doing all along. Every time the sunspot activity picks up, I have a tendency to fire this thing up, and I'll fill a few sheets on the in the log, and then go on. So I'm almost found October 1990 here. Here we go, October 90, and that was the you said the 7th?
No, October. I'm bringing the beam around. I was beam in Africa. Hopefully, I'm not sure if we're working back, scatter, or direct. Is my signal coming up?
Oh yeah, you're loud. You were loud, even pointed towards Africa. I was off the back of your beam.
Yeah, Roger, I'm now beaming, and now you're 20/9. It was October 5th, 1990, and September 30th, 22:45 on the 5th, and 20 Zulu on the 30th September.
Yeah, here, I got you right here. It was on, yeah, holy cow, that's really cool. October 30th, WB2REM. I have notes here. It says frequency was 2 meters, 10 meters. So it was CW, and I guess that was one of the RS birds, probably.
I have sideband. Was it CW?
Let me check again here. Yeah, I got it as CW, Jim.
I'm not. It's crazy. The way this thing converted over, it could be anything. But I have 5.9 as the report. Happened on the one on the October 5th.
Standing by. Yeah, there it is. Actually, I got it as October the 6th. Again, it was 2 meters up, 10 meters down, CW, and I was running 10 watts. As a matter of fact, the old radio I was using at that time was a multi 2000 CW or CW 2 meter rig, and I've still got it sitting here in front of me, believe it or not. WB2REM V3LDP.
Very good. VE3LDP, WB2REM. So nice to work you again there, Ron. I'm not sure what screwed it, but at least having a log, we're able to locate each other in our logs, so that's a good sign. But yeah, I've been just getting it updated. I like that sort of thing where I can instantaneously look it up, and within I can say K5 so and so, hi, nice to work you, and then I have his name already right in front of me, so it's kind of nice.
Oh, absolutely. Actually, it's really cool because that was RS10. I've got it as RS10 satellite.
Yeah, that was pretty good. AO13 was the best. When that went bye-bye and they lost the Phase 3D, I lost interest.
Yeah, like again, I played around a little bit with Packet, or what was it again? PackSats, I believe it was. But mostly, most fun I had was the analog one, the RS10. The 10 meter, 2 meter one. That was really easy to work. You didn't need too much in the way of equipment, and boy, was it fun.
Yeah, well, I have PackSat also, and actually, one of my articles I wrote, I just published an article in CQ magazine in October called, it was the first article I published that was related to my profession after 30 years, after I retired, 30-some years. It's called The Psychology of the QRMer, good?
Right on. I'll have to look that up. I'll have to look it up. Oh, that's just amazing, Jim. I just can't believe, you've got me motivated here to want to go in and put all this information that I have in a database I can look up really quick. You're not the first guy who I've talked to from time to time that was able to pull it up real fast, but it's really cool in today's world too, compared to back in the 70s and the 80s and every sunspot activity when I get busy, the tools that we have now as amateurs. Actually, this past summer, for the first time ever, I put a 2-meter radio in the car, and thoroughly loving that too as well. So yeah, the hobby's on the back burner. I'm getting close to retirement age, and definitely something that I really always have enjoyed. It's always been there, and hopefully always will be for me. And by the way, I am using an old FT101 Echo.
Roger, what I did was I used the program N3FJP. I think they charge $5 or $10 for the program. What's good about it is that if you put in a date, like an old date, it doesn't refer back to the computer's time and date. And what I did was I just kept it refers to the time, so I just kept the time of the day, whatever it was at that moment, because I figured nobody, if I'm going to say I worked in 1978, they're not going to say what time, And so I was able to go through a log a day by just put the call in the band, the reports were all 5/9 basically, and I just got it in the log that way, and whatever time it came out, that's the time it was, good?
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I really appreciate that, and it's made the contact quite special. As a matter of fact, I'll definitely be posting this. I have a tendency to blog things, and one of my blogs is an amateur radio blog, so I'll post the video to my amateur radio blog here, and I believe I probably can email you. I've got your info from QRZ there, and I'll let you know the link to it, which would be kind of neat.
Oh, Roger, I appreciate that. If you go to my QRZ page, QRZ.com, you'll see the PDF on the article. I had this idea of what a QRMer might look like, and it's had an artist in the Philippines draw my image of a QRMer, good?
Right on. Actually, it's funny that you mentioned that, because right now I'm actually chasing a QRMer on my job, professional side of things. We fly the Telstar satellites, the company I work for, L'Oreal, and Telesat is actually the company now. And we've got some QRMers stealing some space on Telstar 18, which is over China right now. We've been chasing them. So not only QRM on the bands here, on the hand bands, but QRM at work too as well. WB2REM V3LDP, Ron.
WB2REM, Ron. Hey, how do they do that? I mean, they found your access way, they hit the satellite, or what?
Well, the transponders are open, so all you really need is an antenna and the uplink equipment. So it's super easy to steal space. But in today's world, I mean, we've got a lot of ways of tracking it down. There's a lot of geolocate services. We have some that we own, and we also contract it out too as well. The real trick comes once you've done the geolocate, is to get a ground search going, and that's the part that takes a lot of time and money, and sometimes you have to use a helicopter, and if these guys aren't up very long, it also makes it kind of tricky. Go ahead.
You get in China and get these guys.
Oh, you betcha. I'd love to go over there with an LNA and a gun and a spectrum analyzer. It'd be a lot of fun. Anyway, so QRM, definitely, that's interesting. I just kind of made the relationship there between your article there and what I'm doing. I'll look it up and have a look at it here sometime, Jim.
Okay, Yeah, it's just on the QSO page, the PDF. The reason I brought that up is because I wrote an article through PackSat. There was back in those days, there was a WB2REM I believe it was called. And he and I wrote an article together called Life on an Antarctic Base for CQ Magazine. I never met him in person. I uploaded pictures through PackSat. We edited the article together and published it together, good?
Oh, very cool, very cool. Yeah, it's some interesting stuff that you've done there. I just looking at your page here a bit there, and I see some of the pictures from that you've got on there. Looks like you've been around a fair bit. Have you worked a lot of other places too?
Did I work in them or did I visit them? Which one are you saying?
You actually ran some stations in some different places by the looks of it.
Yeah, well, I went on our honeymoon DX expedition to the Galapagos Islands.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. That would be a really neat thing to do.
And then the second honeymoon to Bora Bora operated from there, and Belize and Cyprus and 41T ITU in Geneva and Anguilla and Bahamas and St. Lucia and Guadeloupe and
holy cow.
On and on, over.
What could have been if I had stuck with it, eh? Hey, there could be a future there yet, actually. It's too many things, family, career, other hobbies and stuff that come up, and, you don't dedicate the time to it. And also, too, I've got a really simple setup here. It's, the Yaesu FT101. I'm just using a 14 AVQ ground-mounted vertical, but I have it in a really, really good spot. But anyway, so it's a modest setup. That was another one of my goals, was to get a multi-element tri-band or quad band or whatever beam up at some sunspot activity and a little better radio and stuff. But anyway, having fun with this stuff, and boy, it's amazing to be able to fire it up after a couple of years, and it just works. It's pretty cool. Just one other thing I'm really curious in, Jim, is what kind of a setup you've got there, because holy cow, you're like 40 dB over S9, and I have an antenna with negative gain. WB2REM B3LDP.
B3LDP, WB2REM. This is my retirement station, basically. I retired at 57, so got out of the psychological rat race, hi. So I worked with adolescents, and I was in private practice, and by the time I got to 57, I had it. So anyway, I'm just enjoying the radio a lot, so doing it every day, and it's sort of like a extension of my profession, sort of like. In any case, first let me ask you, have you ever heard of the Step IR antenna?
No, I have not.
You're going to love this antenna. You see the picture of it?
Looking, hang on.
On the top, I think the first picture or second or something. The 3-element beam.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Well, let me tell you what's making it even more beautiful. This is like a newest design, or one of the newest designs of antenna. That antenna is made of fiberglass. Those elements are made of fiberglass. Inside those, there's like a motor that's on each one of the elements that has a beryllium tape with holes in it. A step-by motor, according to whatever band you go on a certain frequency, and it pushes the beryllium out into the fiberglass elements to make it an exact match for each band. So if I go to 40 meters, it goes out to, say, 30 or 60, 32 feet on each side. If I go on 20, it's whatever, you know what I mean? Go ahead.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's totally amazing. I didn't even know such a thing existed. That is so cool. And boy, does it ever work good.
Oh, yeah, it works great, and it also goes down from 6 meters to 40 meters, all bands.
So that's the antenna you're using right now?
Roger.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Well, no wonder you're so loud. I mean, I don't know if you're familiar with the old 14 AVQ. It's a rather simple ground-mounted trap vertical. Anyway, that's really neat. And you got a beautiful place, too, by the way. There, I really like it. Awesome. Congratulations and enjoying your retirement. And holy cow, would I ever like to be there right now. It's a cold day here right now. It's about minus 13 Celsius, snow, wind, and whatnot. So anyway, about the best I can say is I'll be retiring to my hot tub sometime this evening with my wife to enjoy the bringing in the new year.
Yeah, we're not going out either. I got invited to a couple of parties, but we're hanging in. I guess that's the way it's going to be. But yeah, I think it's warm outside. Yeah, I was out here, but not much this morning. But I think it's about. I'm looking at my website here, or the QSOed page. It's 23 degrees Celsius and sunny, so it's pretty nice for almost January here. So it's really nice here. Anyway, I'm not going to keep it, but I do appreciate the contact, Ron. I'm going to go back and calling. I see some Africans popping up, but you might want to look around between here and 20 meters. I don't know if you have 17, because the band's been outstanding this morning. There was a lot of signals, very loud, S9, 10/9, in India, long path over the South Pole. So the conditions have been exceptional. VE3LDP, WB2REM.
Yeah, very good, Jim. WB2REM V3LDP. Yeah, I'll poke around down there. I don't have 17 meters, 15, 20, 10, the old FT101, but someday. Anyway, really enjoyed it. Awesome meeting up with you again after all these years, and holy cow, that's really cool. And you take care and enjoy your work on the radio here this evening. WB2REM V3LDP 73s, Jim, and thanks again.
Let me just do one more test before we go off here. I'm going to reduce my power and see if you can copy me with low power.
Yeah, sure, no problem. 30 dB over S9, you can probably go to about 1/4 of a watt.
I'm going to 1/10 of a watt. Stand by.
No problem.
This is 100 milliwatts. 100 milliwatts, ever.
Well, you're not moving the meter, but you're loud and clear.
Okay, real good. Let me go up to high power. This is 5 watts, 5 watts. This is 20 watts, 50 watts, 1.2 kilowatts, over.
Yeah, 50 watts, you're over S9 already, so that's pretty amazing. You started to move the S meter at about 20 watts, and again, I've got an antenna with negative gain.
Oh, great. Well, I've been working Australia long path. I think it's about 18, you probably even know better than I do, but about 18 or 1,000 miles with 100 milliwatts.
Wow, that's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. I got to get a big antenna.
Yeah, it sure helps. I'm enjoying it. It makes ham radio a lot more pleasant. 73s, catch you later on. WB2REM. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year, Jim. 73s.
Bye.